Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. I mean, we've done better, but we've also done worse. So, welcome back to the Unhinged BookCast. This is a book podcast hosted by two book besties. I'm LJ.
And I'm Jess. Whether this is your first time joining or you've been here from the start, we are happy and thankful you are joining us.
Whether we're deep diving into thoughts and theories or just writing the vibes, we love discussing our current reads with each other and now with all of you.
Tonight we are finishing The Ever Queen by L.J. Andrews, which is book 2 in the Everseas series with chapters 39 through the end. We will also be including the Nightmare Prince chapter as well as the 2 bonus chapters.
You can join our discussions chapter by chapter in our club on the Fable app without spoilers. We have one book club for our current podcast read and another for our Book Besties Thursdays.
Book Besties Thursdays is more of a monthly book club where we read a book together and discuss it as a whole, just like a book club.
Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, Fable, and right here on YouTube for new episodes, updates, and fun book related content.
And don't forget to share, it helps us grow and reach new friends. But before we get started, we need to give a quick content warning.
We are reading romantic fantasy books, which tend to include violence, open door romance, and other rowdy pirate stuff.
Though our conversations tend to skirt these topics, we do frequently use naughty words that are not intended for little listening ears.
Okay, this has been the longest couple of weeks for us, but we
I
are
know.
finally here. We are at the end of this book.
Yes.
So let's get started with somehow new characters at the
I
end of
know.
this book.
I know.
But it
So,
is the beginning of kind of like a whole series, even though
right.
this is just a duology or a duet,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
So it does
Exactly.
kind of make sense that there are new characters
They would
that'll keep
have to.
keep the story rolling.
Yeah, because we're
So
gonna be like same but different world, different characters, but some of the same characters in the
yeah,
next set
in the
in this
next set.
series.
Yes.
So, anyways, Finn Stormbreaker. So obviously we know about Stormbreaker. He's not new. But in our last episode, we were like, what's his first name? Have we ever learned his first name? Well, here you go. We learned his first name, it's Finn. So
Yep.
figured I'd throw that in there.
Then Stormbreaker.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to try the next one or do you want me to try it?
Elderard.
El
Joroff.
Eldroff
Naganin.
Droff Naganin.
Naganin.
King
Elderard.
of
Joroff. Naganin.
Ducklefer.
Ducklefar.
Ducklefer. I feel
King
like we're
of the
cussing at each other in
Ducklefar.
like German or something.
We might be. Who
We
knows?
might be. But yes, Shadow Elven King
Yes.
and Skatie's adopted grandfather.
Yes. Probably going to be a very important character in the
I
next
think
series.
so.
Hmm
Also known as Sleeping Beauty in my later
Yeah,
notes. So that's
I
what I
did.
call
I
them.
read through your notes and I did see that. All right, and then we have King Gerard, and he is the Light Elven King and Arian's father.
Aaron.
Aaron's father.
We have King Ari, which is Mira's father.
Yeah, which like we knew about him, but we got a name.
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
we got a few names.
we also got Jonas and Saunders' dad's name too, but it's
Oh, right at the very,
mistaking
very
me. I want to
end.
say it's like starts with an M.
Yeah, you are right. And
We'll come
I
back.
was
We'll
being
come back to
lazy and
that,
didn't
or we
put it
won't.
down.
We'll find out.
Because it was like right at the very end, and I think I was like, oh, I'm almost done. I'm not putting it in. I was
I
tired of
think
taking notes or something.
I was so like I just finished the other day too, and I was not feeling great when I was reading it. So I probably just was like, Jess will get it.
Yeah, you're good.
It's
Well, I
fine.
failed. Sorry. My bad.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what I failed on?
What?
Location. I had nothing.
Well, you also had a good excuse to, just vibes read this week. So.
I was,
Or
I was
survival
just,
read
I
because we
was
need to get it
survival
done.
reading. I was survival reading. Loved it, but I was survival reading this week.
Yeah.
So what do you have for history?
First of all, we have starting in chapter 39, we have so Steg can draw out land storms.
Yes.
I always love finding out new things about people's magic and stuff like that. So that's what we
Yeah.
find out about Steg is that he can draw out land storms, which I'm not sure exactly if that means he can like create them or if he can just like if there's already one, he can make it worse. I was unclear on that, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I was
But it's
like, okay, cool.
Because it's kind of cool because it's like he can do the storm thing on land, and then which one of Eric's crew can do that on on the
Stormbreaker.
sea? Stormbreaker, right?
Stormbreaker, yeah.
Right. So like he can do it on the sea, and then Steg can do it on land, and then they kind of join up later, which is I found
Yeah, and
very, very cool.
Celine can call the tides.
Yes, that's right. Okay, and then also in chapter 39, Steg shares how he really became so fond of Eric as a little boy when they were captive together, which I thought was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Um, but he had actually planned, like if Eric had agreed, or if Thorvald had agreed, to let Eric stay in the land realm or whatever, Steg was basically going to adopt him. He was going to clean out a room in his house and take Eric under his wing as like his adopted father.
I thought
And
that
I
was so
thought that was
cute.
so cute. So sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then chapter 41. So then Eric tells us how he killed Harold. Like we know that he did it, but here we get the details. So he says how he witnessed the abuse that Tate suffered under Harold and how Eric would often sneak into Tate's room with Gavin's help and heal him just enough so that he would like basically live through the night, but that Harold wouldn't suspect anything. And then after the battle where Eric healed Livia's uncle Tor, Harold took the battle loss out on Tate and almost killed him. And then that night is when Eric poisoned Harold with his blood and then slit his throat so that no one would ever suspect that it was Eric who killed him. Yeah. And then chapter 43. So Gavin's ship is named the Siren's Vengeance, named for Celine when her siren song was cut out. I thought that was very cool.
I thought that was cute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Then chapter 49, Jonas and Sanders' mother can steal memories, which
Mm-hmm.
this whole scene was kind of comical to me because it would come in very handy as a mother
Oh
because
yeah.
they're like, what was it that they didn't want her to find out?
Um,
That they left? It's been
yeah.
a minute since
I
I've
think
read
it
it.
was that they were leaving or something. And I think they were
Whatever it
just
was,
talking
yeah.
about
They
being
were like,
mischievous little boys.
yes. And they're like, don't tell her, don't tell her. And then Valen is like, oh, I already told her. But you wouldn't have been able to keep it from her anyway. She can literally steal memories. And I'm like, that would come in really handy as a
So
mom, actually.
handy. So handy.
Yeah. All right. And then chapter 50. So Eldorard Jorof Naganin,
Yeah,
king
that
of the
one.
Dakofar, or the Shadow Elven. Um, so he says, or as you know, my granddaughter, Shadow Elven, and you are kin to my dead brother. So then it says, so these are quotes from the book, sorry. Eldorard sniffed distantly, the traitor's mother was of, so that being, what's his face? Larson.
Yeah.
His mother was of the Lajolsafar clan.
Lajosifer.
Which is the Light Elven, and he was niece to my grandnephew, the king. And as I said, distantly, I will never claim such a name in my kin, not after discovering what he did to his own blood. And then
Mm-hmm.
Eric says, you mean the murder of his mother. And then Eldorard says, yes, Sea King. Eldorard frowned. Elven folk find power in kinship bonds. To spill the blood of your folk, of the one who gave you life, it stains the soul. So,
Yep.
little back backstory history on Larson and Eldorard there.
Yeah.
Then chapter 50, so Arion, which I know we're going to talk about this a little bit more later in plot points, but Arion puts his uncle, which is Eldorard, in stasis. Eldorard doesn't have any heirs, so his closest living heir, or Arion is the closest living heir, and he ends up getting both clans when he takes power. Because Eldorard
Mhm.
is the king of the Shadow Elven, and then King Gerard, which is Arion's father, is king of the Light Elven.
Yep.
So, because Eldorard doesn't have an heir, whenever he dies, Arion will take over both clans, which it's been a minute. Like, it's happened in the past, I guess, but it's been a very long time since that's been done. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. And then I basically took your note because mine was
No, that's
basically
fine.
the
Yep,
same,
totally fine.
but chapter 51. So it is true. Maelstrom and Nazra are mates. They
Mm-hmm.
are Tavish's parents and Olene's. So they were brother and sister. And like later in the book, I can't remember exactly where, but we find out that Tavish is 12 years older than Eric,
Hmm.
which makes Tavish Eric's uncle. And then Thorvald had warded all the males against being around
Males.
Eric. Yeah, males. I thought that's what I said. My bad.
You said mammals. It's okay.
Did I really? Oh
You
my
did.
goodness. There's
It's
no,
all good. It's all
okay.
good.
You misheard me. I said males. Anyway, against being around Eric so that they wouldn't be able to like influence him because they
Yeah.
want Thorvald just wanted him to be a badass. And that was like his
Because
big
like
thing.
at this point, Livia is talking to Tavish and she's like, why didn't you guys take him in? Why
Yeah,
didn't you
why
help
didn't you
him?
come for him?
Why weren't you there for him? He's like, we couldn't. We literally couldn't because Thorvald made it so we couldn't.
Yeah, and Narza was the only one that was like allowed to be anywhere near him.
Sort of, but sort of not at the same
Sort of
time.
not, yeah.
It was because she was the lady of the House of Mist that she kind of inevitably would have to be around him, but it also kind of clears up why she never was super warm to him, never really like reached out to him or kind of helped him because Thorvald would have thrown a fit. So, yeah. And then up chapter 53, apparently Mira's father, King Ari, banished Tate from the like Earth realm during the war when
Hmm.
he was like just a boy. Yeah.
Yes. But why?
I know, I was
I
wondering
want
the
to
same thing. Why?
know.
What did he do? Because so if he's what, like a couple years older than Eric, right? Like
Tate?
maybe, yeah. Isn't he like
I
two
think
years older than
Tate's a
Eric?
little, I think Tate's like a year younger.
Is he younger? Okay, well then, so Eric was like what, 14, I think, the second time when like Harold was killed and when Eric healed Tor and
I think so.
all that stuff. So I think he was like 14, which would have made Tate, let's just for shits and giggles say 12 or 13. What did he do as a 12 or 13-year-old boy to this powerful king that made him banish him?
Did he use his gift of heart walking? Heart
Y-
walking? Heart
Yeah, heart
talking?
walking. Heart No, it's heart
See, now
walking.
I'm getting it confused.
It's heart walking. Mira calls it
Heart
heart
walking?
talking and it
I
drives
know.
him
I was like,
crazy.
wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
that's what I wondered.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's just my just random throw it out there, see if it sticks theory. Is that it was because he tried to
Yeah, his intentions
read
or
his
whatever.
heart.
But then if he did and he found something bad, I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
interesting. Didn't think about that.
Well, let's get into plot
Hmm.
points
Okay.
so we can theorize some more.
Okay, so chapter 40. So Jonas is actually the one who ends up taking the bond from Narza, which is not what in my notes I said we slash Leslie, because you called it first, but then I
Yeah,
agreed with you. But not
yeah,
what we called. That is not what we called.
correct. I figured it would be Eric. Eric does make him the promise to, or does make him make the promise that
Hmm.
if it came between Eric and Livia though, that he would always save Livia first.
Hmm.
And so I think that's gonna like come back at some point. I kind of thought it was gonna be in this book, but maybe that'll be somewhere down the line
Yeah. Yeah,
since
it's probably
Jonas's
still
story
gonna
is next.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely didn't see that coming. But, in hindsight, as far as side characters go, him and Alec were the two side characters that were the most in the limelight. So it does
Yeah.
make sense that that's
Alexi, yeah.
yes, that's who ended up taking it. Definitely didn't see it coming though.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
all right, then chapter 42. So the Isle Nat Haven is there, which you called. It came to them because you were saying
Yep.
they're going to come to them, and you were right, they did.
Yep. And I just thought it was interesting that said Black Sails, Bone Keeper is here. So
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's after reading that part. That's where I was like, yep, she was right. They came to them.
So I'm just gonna give you my next couple of notes. Like this was like as I'm reading what I'm
Mm-hmm.
writing, and just I felt like it was funny enough to leave it in there. So chapter 45, all I put is is Sewell dead? And like all I could think about, I was like, oh my God, the other night I
Yeah,
had called that like
you were,
Sewell's gonna
I
die.
know. I
And then I was
know.
like, because I was like, that's the one that would make sense. And we had this whole conversation about it too. I
Yep.
was like, oh shit, anytime I do this, the person dies. I'm like,
Yep.
well, it's not my fault. It's the author's fault. But why is it my fault? Maybe it's because I understand how this
You're
works and what
just
would make the emotional
good at
impact.
calling it.
I'm good at
Yes.
calling this stuff because you said it was going to be Valen. I was like, no fucking way.
I know. And he
I was
didn't
like,
even
if
come
anybody's going
close
to be
to death.
Sewell, yes. But like it was very unclear. I don't know. I thought it was very unclear if Sewell was like, I thought he was dead right then. And I was like, oh shit.
I think I understood that he wasn't, but that he was on death's doorstep.
Yeah.
100%. I was like, crap. She's gonna be right.
He was on death's doorstep for a while shit was going down. But
Yes.
when you think about
Yes.
timing, but I mean, all this
Hmm.
stuff is happening at the same time and it would just bounce around. But still.
Yeah.
So then, chapter 46, I go, Fiona's dead, bitch. Now we can go get Larson.
Yes. Yes. Which, in a
And
way, like, I knew that that wasn't gonna be the big battle, her and Fionn. Larson was gonna be the bigger battle, but it felt
rushed.
too easy. Yeah, rushed. Rushed,
Okay.
I think, is a better way to say it. Not that it was easy, but it was rushed.
And this kind of goes more with like my ending thoughts, but like I've said it through this, both of these. This is not her story. This is Eric's story.
It is
And I think
100% Eric's
like
story.
that was supposed to be her moment, like her moment in the spotlight, and that was about
Hmm.
it.
And that was it. It was
Yeah.
it.
And so I think I wasn't expecting it to be like this grand thing, but I'm kind of
I
surprised. I think it could have been a little
I thought
more,
it was going
but
to be a little more. Yeah. I wasn't disappointed, but I was just like, "Oh,
no, I
she's
mean,
dead. Okay, moving on."
yeah. Oh, excuse me. And then, so for chapter 47, I said, I bet Sleeping Beauty is the king and of relation to Skady. So I
Oh,
was
good
thinking he was
call.
like the king of Nat Haven.
That's a very good call. I was totally like, "Whoa, we got this random dude in a bed." And that leads to
Well,
my
like as soon as
note.
it said like Jonas was attacking her, but she was just trying to keep Jonas from you, and she kept saying like you can't have him or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is 100% like a king of some sort. And she's probably related to him. But it sounds
That
like
was
maybe like
yeah.
a father figure to her if she was just like an orphan off the streets. So
Yeah, I was just like, "Okay, we got this random guy in a bed and appears to be in a coma or something." And then Skady stabs Sander because I don't know, because she was defending
yep,
him, the
yep,
man in the bed, and then she's fighting Jonas.
yep.
And then Arion shows up and he starts defending she starts defending this man then from Arion, and that's the point where I was like, okay. And then Arion slips into the light and disappears with his magic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then the asshole's just gone.
Ugh. And then 49, so Skady, the guards, and this mystery man are now captive under Narza's command, and Narza is working to wake the sleeping man from whatever spell was cast on him.
Yep. And then just like everyone lives. And
Yeah,
like I just said, like that kind of shocked me as well. I expected at least like one big side character to die for sure. And I don't
I
know,
did
like
too. I did
everyone
too.
living was kind of weird.
I expected the same, that at least one big side character was going to die, but in hindsight, thinking back on this whole duology so far of like the overarching theme, like love and happiness and hope. I mean, like there's
Found
battles and bad
family and
stuff and
yeah.
and family and stuff like that. I'm also not surprised that everyone ended up living with
I don't know. I
how it's gone.
still like I don't know. Like I was like, okay, where is it? Like it's here, but it wasn't. And it wasn't that I was okay, it's that sounds so weird. I'm not I guess maybe I am slightly disappointed somebody didn't die,
Really? Oh,
if that makes sense. Yeah. Because like that would have been like a big because okay, also like it would have been good for like emotional attachment, I guess, to this book
I
in
agree.
all the fluff that was already in it.
Yep.
Because through these two stories, we have we definitely have the found family, and like there's so much just like relationship building in all of this that it would have been a
Hmm.
really like this would have been the place to put in that just like huge emotional attachment to these characters for one of them to pass. Like I said, Sewell, I was like, oh shit. Because I was like, this
Yeah.
is gonna hurt my heart because we got so attached to him and Livia got attached to him and
Yeah.
like he's such a big thing to like so many different characters there. It would have been a big deal, but the story
Hmm.
still would have gone on without him. I think. I don't know. But so I just saying, I'm shocked that nobody died.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds. Um, oh, so my next note is chapter 50. So the Elven grandpa, um, the Elven Sleeping Beauty is
Hmm.
grandpa, more or
Hmm.
less. He's grandpa, right? And then so Skady has he like explains because they come in for this meeting or whatever, and they have to wear these like, I don't know, things around them. And I have that in a second,
It's
but
a herb. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
an herb, yeah. But so he's explaining like her stuff, whatever, right? And like Skady, if she uses her power for bad things, it like blackens her heart.
Hmm.
And then she like just kind of becomes numb is the best like
Just
word I have
indifferent.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just indifferent, numb to what's going on around her, and just like her feelings no longer matter and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But like I guess you can still see that there's twinkles of things here and there. But I guess like
Hmm.
taking the heart bond like really destroyed, took her out. And that's why she's so different now from then when Olivia first met her.
Yeah.
Um, and then also the grandpa is talking like because he's talking to Eric that to get her out of this marriage arrangement with Aaron, then
Hmm.
she would have to be betrothed or married to a royal line.
Yep.
And of course, Eric's like, absolutely not me, not my
Mhm.
problem or
Yes.
whatever. And I immediately, I was go, it's going to be Jonas
Oh, wow.
because
Good
he's
job.
pissed at her. She's pissed at him.
Hmm.
He's got like this debt to take care of Eric and Livia.
Hmm.
He's probably going to be the one set to like guard her and stuff like obviously when she has to stay there. I was like, it's going to be Jonas and Skady.
Hmm.
Knew it. So that's why I said I'm calling it now, which of course it happens, and it just sucks that when it before I called it was not obviously on an episode, but I'm still saying I called it.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but she's going to stay with the Ever King or in the Ever, I guess. Kind of prisoner, I guess. Um, but they're gonna keep her safe from Aaron. Okay.
Right.
And like those leafy herb, like not necklaces. I just can't think of the word I want to use.
Yeah.
Um, my husband's Hawaiian. Like I can think of the word. We had them at our wedding, the things that go over your shoulders or what anyway. So those keep them from reaching their affinity, which is what they call their magic. So
Yes, it
everybody
like
calls things
dampens it. Hmm.
different things, and it's kind of weird. But
Right.
all right,
And then,
that was
yeah.
my jabberjaw moment.
I will say I didn't call it like you did, where I thought, there was this big plot and reason behind Jonas eventually being with Skady, but I kept thinking like I was maybe misinterpreting the way he was acting towards her as like an attraction, which I don't know if that's necessarily what it was so much as like you said, him, the bond and the new title and weight that he bears to protect is why he did it. But I did have the thought that like they're gonna end up together, but it was not as deep as yours. So yeah.
And I think it really got solidified in what is it, the Nightmare Prince or whatever that we get at the end,
Yeah,
where it's
whatever.
Jonas's point of view.
Yep.
And he was saying about how he's talking about Aaron and he knows that he's going to come back. And the thing is what he's coming back for is Skady, and Skady is not property of the Ever King, but like protected by the Ever King right now. So
Hmm.
that puts
Right.
the Ever King and Ever Queen, who he has a bond to or whatever, in danger. And so that's also like another thing. So he's like, okay, so to keep this guy from being able to come and get her, which would in turn endanger the king and queen, like, so it made
Yep.
so much sense after I was reading
Yes.
that.
It does. Hmm. Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah. So I mean, I see it. I didn't think it was like blindsided, but what do I know? What do I know? Okay, what else do you have?
All right, so then in chapter 51, so we have Queen Livia, and she gets a new name, Queen Livia Earthmender, which I thought was perfect. I loved that.
Me too. I thought it was super cute.
It was cute. And then also in 51, so her crown that Eric had made for her was made of the bones that defied them. So Larson, along with some of the bones from Larson, along with some of the others that were big players in fighting against them and plotting against them, make up Livia's crown.
Mhm.
So Eric wears the blood crown, and then she wears the bone crown. I thought that was
Mhm.
cool.
I thought it was too.
Mm-hmm.
Super cute. So 52, I just decided we should probably kind of like update going into the next books too.
Mm-hmm.
So Aveline takes the House of Tides.
Yes.
And I said, fuck you, Joran.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sewell is basically a lord again, even though Gavin's still gonna like have the House of Bones, but he is to be
Right.
respected and all that kind of stuff. Anybody who comes against him, they will be met with a blade, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one,
Mm-hmm.
if I wasn't like sick, I probably could have cried when they give Celine the House of Blades. That one I thought was so cool. I loved that a lot.
That was
And
super
then
cool.
I also liked how he like goes, this is before this though. He goes to the Evercrew first and he's like, I am no longer like requiring you and your services to the Evership and all that kind of stuff. If you want to leave, you can leave, no punishments.
You won't be
And
under the bond anymore or whatever
yeah.
of
And then
loyalty. Hmm.
but they all choose to stay. And I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
And then, so of course, then Finn Stormbreaker comes running through the crowd. I just think of him as like the super nerdy guy, and I don't know why.
I do
Like glasses and
too.
everything. And so, like the dude from Atlantis, Milo, is that his
Oh,
name?
yes.
For some
Yes.
reason, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So anyway, so Finn Stormbreaker comes running through the crowd, and he's like, hold on, I want to take off that offer so that I can ride with Celine, tied
Yes.
collar." And I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Love that. So
That
cute.
was cool. Hmm.
So cute. Oh, I have the next one too.
Hmm.
So chapter 53. We are over in the Earth Fae realms now. And then Skady is just kind of like talking with Eric about how she knows that she can take the power away from the chasm and just kind of like explaining kind of how her power works. Is kind of what you were saying, is that she can take
Hmm.
things away and she can send it off into the nothing, or she can like make things travel through the nothing to her.
Hmm.
So it's not necessarily like that she gets rid of things, but or makes them whatever. She can just, I don't know what I'm trying to freaking say right now. I'm so tongue twisted, but she can move things through. Did they call it a void, or am I
The
thinking of a
mist.
different
She
book?
called it the like dark
Calls it the
mist.
mist, but
Yeah,
it's
the
like a
mist. Hmm.
nothingness.
Yeah.
Or she can
Yeah.
send it to a nothingness type thing, and she thinks it just is nothing once it's sent to the nothingness.
Yeah.
So I think that's also going to be important coming up for her and
Hmm.
Jonas's story later.
I agree.
So, but
And
yes,
then
we
in
can get rid of the
chapter,
chasm. So go
yes,
ahead.
and then in chapter 54, she actually does.
Yep.
With a little help from Tavish, because he's like unwinding the spell and the magic that was placed on the chasm,
Like
whatever.
basically opening up the top shell so that she can get into the power
Yep.
inside.
And then she gets in there and then she gets rid of it one piece at a time.
Yep.
And so it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Which I
really
didn't see that
does seem to
coming,
get.
that was going to be a piece of this story, but I liked
That we
it.
were gonna open the chasm. Yeah, me too. I thought that was
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
thought that
then
was cool.
okay, so now we're into the epilogue and Jonas's POV, which were all kind of apart. Like the epilogue goes into Jonas's POV. But anyway, so Jonas has left
Hmm.
and he left a note saying that he knows what's bothering him because he's been like really down and weird and like out of it and not himself and not his playful, silly, goofy self and stuff. So he's like, I know what's bothering me and I know how to fix it. And then in Jonas's POV, which is the Nightmare Prince, I think,
Yep.
um, He is going to try and fix things with the Elven by marrying Skady.
Because he is a royal,
Yep.
so he can marry her.
And this was where, like I said, I knew I kind of like I said, I was more on the romantic side, like, huh, he's got a little attraction to her. Maybe they're gonna end up being a thing. Then when I read this, I was like, oh, that makes
Oh
so
yeah,
much
we are
sense.
strategizing here. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
Yep, the next one.
And then also in the epilogue, so Narza reinstates their heart bond, which I loved that.
I
They got to have that
mean,
back.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I know you're not as into that stuff, but
I
I
thought
loved
it
that.
what I did like is how he's talking about how like the Ferris family is on one side and they give all their blood, but like he's saying about how the family he has is chosen family, but it's just as much his family as if they
Yes.
had the same blood. And I was like, that's cute.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
And then in our bonus chapter, okay, I'll be honest, I was somewhat disappointed through with the bonus chapter. I was
Me
like,
too.
really? A royal wedding? Okay. I think that they could have left that out.
Yes, I think we should have literally left it when Jonas says, I'm gonna marry
I agree. Skady.
Skady. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. The royal wedding was just like, okay, this is stupid, but whatever. I don't know. I was not that interested in it. It was like, whatever. However, I will admit I was skimming through this chapter because I was so bored with it. And but Jonas does slip it in there that him and Skady are in fact married now. So in
I
this
think it's
chapter,
Eric, but yeah,
well, yeah, somebody
Eric
slips it in that
mentions it.
they are actually married now.
Yeah.
So,
So, and then the wedding is like 2 years later because
mm-hmm,
when Eric asks to marry Olivia is only like 7 months later.
mm-hmm,
And so I don't know, it's a big, weird time jump. And I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get to see what happens in that time period. Like,
mm-hmm.
are we literally going to be jumping off of the wedding into the next book? Is that why we
Mm-hmm.
have a time, jump kind of thing?
Maybe.
Or I
Yeah.
hope not. I hope we get to see him fighting with Skady about this whole situation.
Yeah, I
Or
know.
she's
It was
just
just
so
like,
indifferent, like, okay, whatever.
right. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, they're married. Like, there had to have been some sort of pushback from Arion, from her grand, not pushback from her grandpa. Yeah, there's so much story
There's
there that
got to
we
be
missed.
something going on. There's got to be, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if we get the in between or what.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and part of the story it picks up right after the wedding, maybe is kind of where we
Yeah,
got it. Um, so I don't know, but we'll see.
yeah.
So quotes and honorable mentions. What do you have? I had like two, and
Okay,
you had my
so,
first one. So go ahead.
okay. Yeah, so chapter 40, Rorik makes Eric a shield.
I thought that was
That
so
was,
fucking
oh my
cute.
gosh, that was so cute. I love this kid.
And then just also just like when him and the little girl, what is her name? Alpha?
Oh,
Al
yeah. Whatever, I
Al
can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't. But it's like him fighting with her about riding or steering the ship and stuff like that when they
Yeah.
first get there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Hey, I know you just got here, but can I drive? Can I take it for a spin?"
He's so cute. I love
Fucking
him.
loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the little girl's like, "I want to go too. Don't let her do it. Don't let her do it." And this
Yes.
they're like, I want the spin-off later in life of those two. Like
Mm-hmm.
that would be so cute.
I
Because
thought the same thing.
they're gonna be a thing.
Yep.
So yes, I agree.
Yes. All right, and then chapter 51. Okay, so when her dad kneels before her as Queen of the Ever and he mouths, I love you, half cry. Definitely there were tears
Yeah,
in my eyes. They didn't spill over, but that was a half cry moment for me. I was like, oh, that was
that
great.
checks out. That checks out.
Yep. Okay, so then moving on to chapter 53, then when Livia is reunited with her mother, another half cry for me.
She's gonna do it again, and then we'll have to count it as a full cry.
Yeah, I know. There were definitely tears. I was just like, I could see my own dad being like that, and I could see my own reuniting with my mom being like that, and I just was all in the feels with that whole situation. So that,
I
yep.
I would cry being reunited with your mom. I freaking love your mom. Your
She's pretty
mom is so much
awesome.
fun. I haven't met your dad, but I bet he's cool. But your mom's definitely cool.
Yep. Yep.
Your mom's a good time.
I was feeling it. I was feeling
I bet you were. It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's
it.
okay.
All right, and then the epilogue. So the fa the family party in their bedroom. Like
Uh-huh.
they're in the Ever, and her and Eric are finally getting a minute
They're
to
doing the
do
thing.
things. They are
Doing
doing
the
thing.
thing.
And then Rorik comes in. And then her
Busts
mom
through the
comes in.
fucking door. Then mom comes in. And then he's like, I seen his ass or something. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so funny. So funny. And the funniest part is then you find out that they're like, "How'd you get in here?" And they're like, "Well, Alistair let us in." Like Alistair
Uh-huh.
let them in, knowing full well. So here's my thought on that. This was like Alistair's payback in a
I think
way.
so too. I fucking think so too. I fucking think so too. But
He's
also,
like,
I like how her mom's like, there's a latch for a reason. I was like,
I
fuck
know.
yeah, you tell her. Lock the damn door if you don't want the children running in, dumbass.
I feel like my mom would have said the same thing.
Exactly. So
I
freaking funny.
unfortunately, I'm not going to go into details, but have had a similar situation in my own home that has happened
Oh, I
with
think I know what
my
you're
own
talking
mother.
about. I think
Oh
I know what
my
you're talking
gosh.
about.
Oh my gosh. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, Alistair was having so much fun with this. He's like, I know exactly
Uh-huh.
what they're doing, but here you go. You can get in. Yeah, go
Because,
for it.
yeah, they're up there. Go get them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was having a good time with that.
Well, no, because Rourke comes in and he says something like, Heartwalker said something or something. You know what I mean? You can tell that he's like
Hmm.
playing or whatever.
Yeah.
And to come get you or something like that
Yep.
or something like that. And it was just so fucking funny. You know, they're all in on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. I love that part.
And then like she hits Eric in the dick on the way out and
Yes,
oh my God.
knees him, like,
And then
oh,
he's
poor
just
guy.
laying there on the floor, half tinted up, like ready to go.
Yes.
And he's just contemplating his life while laying on the floor.
I don't know about this family thing.
So funny. Yes.
Yeah.
He's so funny. Yes,
Oh,
that was a good like bonus scene. I'll give you that.
yep. Yep.
But yes, Alistair is my fucking favorite of
I
all
like him.
Alistairs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's a high bar, but he's made it a high bar.
Right.
And he makes me think of the butler from the Lego Batman movie.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So funny. So funny. All right. Love Island and who we're shipping to it.
Well, still 100% Tate and Mira, like, especially after
Yeah.
all the stuff with Mira's dad and the whole dinner situation and stuff, like, they're in the next series. I almost guarantee they're gonna end up being a thing, but it's gonna be comical.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if that's the Stolen Crown that comes out October 6th, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I think having Tate's story would be good too.
Yes, agreed.
I'm very interested in Jonas and Skady, but
Me too.
all right. And then I obviously have Celine and Finn,
Oh,
duh.
yes.
And then of course Jonas and Skady. So
Yes, which I think is going to be an interesting development because, like you said, we're missing information. We're gonna, I'm sure, get it in the next book. But I have a feeling she probably was pretty indifferent.
mm,
So I think their story is going to be interesting to see, like, how they, I'm sure, end up actually falling in love, but it's going to be kind of a push-pull. There's going to be tension.
I'm trying to
I'm
bring her
excited
back to
to
figure
read
out how
it.
we can take care of AA
Yeah.
Round and get rid of
Yes.
him. And that's kind of going to be their next goal because he's the only foe that we know of as of this moment.
Right. Right.
So, so yeah. So what thoughts and theories? I know mine. I want to know your thoughts and theories though.
Um, okay, so obviously, like the next book, The Mist Thief, we were kind of going back and forth. Like, is it going to be about the House of Mists, or is it going to be about Nat Haven, or Skady, or whatever? So obviously, I think it's going to obviously be about Skady and Jonas.
Mm-hmm.
It's their story. Um, I was so interested. I was so tempted to just start reading the next one because
You cannot.
I promise you I didn't. I am very interested though, and I'm wondering if it's going to be not that I really did love these two books,
Yes.
but I think there's going to be maybe a little less fluff, a little
Yes,
more
that's what I was thinking
stuff,
too.
less fluff, more stuff going on in
Less
this
fluff,
next
more
one.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good way of putting
So,
it.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, we're gonna hopefully find out what happened in the 2 years that we're missing, their betrothal, their marriage, their everything that happened. I think Eric and Livia are gonna be there, and
Yeah.
I want to see more of them as well. Um, as side characters. I'm kind of
Yeah.
excited to see them as side characters and see what happens. And then yeah, how this is all going to play out with Jonas being of the Earth realm, and then Skady, the Elven, who we've just realized are a thing again, and Arion, Aaron, how that's all going to go down. I
Yeah.
don't have any real solid thoughts and theories. I mean, these two books really did wrap up well, I guess you could say, as far as like
Yeah.
putting to rest Eric and Livia's story. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're going to see moving forward. But that's where I'm at.
I like it.
Your turn.
How many stars did you give it though?
I actually can't remember. I'm going to look on my Fable. I don't think I gave this book specifically. Maybe I did give it 5 stars. I can't remember because I think I finished it almost a week before you did.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, no fault of your own for sure. Oh, okay. I gave this one a 4.25.
2.5. Okay.
Yeah, a four and a quarter. Four and a quarter. I couldn't quite give it 5. I know I gave the Ever King 5. This one was a four and a quarter.
Yeah.
I think it was because I think honestly that like the bonus chapter kind of did it for me, and some of the
Yeah.
extra fluff where I'm like, we could have ended this
So
book
much
so
extra
much
fluff at the
earlier.
end too.
Stuff that I
And
didn't care to know about that didn't really add to the
we could
story. I
have
was like,
just
whatever.
made it a really long book and it probably would have been really good. Both of them.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. Well, mine. So I enjoyed it overall,
Oh
obviously.
yeah.
I really like Eric and Olivia's story, and I love it when we get equal backstory of the MMC in stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Normally we just get the FMC.
Yeah.
And so this I would even be willing to say was more Eric's story. Well, I think it was almost all Eric's story and not
It
much of
was, yeah.
Livia's.
Yes, I
Kind of like
agree.
we just talked about, and I think we talked about last time too. Um, there's a lot of filler,
Yes.
a lot of filler,
Yep.
especially in this one. Um, and maybe we need that filler for just like building the world and the rest of the series that's coming
True.
up and stuff like that. Like we were talking about, like, okay, first to continue with Jonas and stuff, but we need to know all this extra kind of stuff that we found out at kind of the end, and
Mm-hmm.
the peace trees and stuff like that for the next books to make sense, so that they don't have all that stuff in it
Mm-hmm.
before they can even get kicked off. So I guess that part I might be willing to change my thoughts on that later, depending on how it
Same.
goes.
Yeah.
Um, I really like how, or I really feel like someone needed to be knocked off the planet, if you know what I'm saying, in this story,
Yeah,
because it just, like I said, it was just so happily ever after that there
it was.
wasn't, it would have given you more emotional attachment if, like, say what I said, Sewell died. If
Yep.
Sewell would have died, it would have given you so much more. And then they would have had to, like, when they buried him, given him like full lord status and
Yep.
memorial and stuff like that, that like nobody could ever take away. Like that would have been such a better ending
I
for
agree.
that part than, oh, he was on death's door, but Eric saves him once again, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he just wasn't able to save him in time or something like that would have been, or if Eric was just too out of energy or whatever,
Yep.
I think that would have been important. Um, so yeah, that's all my opinion. Obviously, I will 100% be continuing the series. I thought the
Oh yeah.
exact same thing. I was like, what do you mean I'm not about to open up book 3? And then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, it's because we're doing what Jess wants to do now. No, we are coming back to this, just so that like while we're
Yes,
on this,
we
we
are.
will come back to this. Um, So I gave this book specifically a 4.5. So just slightly
Hmm.
higher than you. And like I've all the same thing. Just a little too much fluff.
Hmm.
Could all been put together. But maybe that fluff is important to building the rest of the stories. I just felt
Yeah.
like even the fluff at the end was a little too much at the end. I felt like after we started this section, this is our last third of this section of this
Hmm.
book is this section is what I meant. And the fighting was like pretty much not long after we started this, right? All the
Yeah.
big fights that we've been leading up to and stuff like that. And then like the rest of the book is fluffy and this is what's
Yes.
happening afterwards. And it just was strange. Strange. um, but
I almost
I
feel
don't
like
know.
the epilogue, like the not the epilogue, the bonus chapter, the whole like royal wedding and stuff. It almost seems like the only purpose for that truly being in there was so that we could hear the one little tiny bit of information that Jonas and Skady are married,
Yeah,
so
and
that we
this is
can move
2 years
us into
later.
the next book.
And you know what? It is just bonus content.
It
So it
is.
could just be
It
like,
is.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see them get married or whatever, like that. And that makes sense too. So I try not to judge that too
Yes,
harshly,
yes.
but I agree. Just even with the actual chapters, like we hardly had any
Yeah.
plot points and stuff like that building up to the fight and stuff like that. And even the fight we didn't even really talk about because I also kind of felt like
It was too fast.
messy.
It was
Does that
messy and it
make
was too fast.
sense?
Yes,
A little
absolutely. I felt
messy.
the same way. Hmm.
I understand that we had like different things going on in different places and they were split up and stuff like that, but it was just kind of plopped a little too much. And I think
Yep.
we needed to space some of that out a little bit more and give
It
a little
felt
more
rushed.
detail.
It did feel
Yeah.
a little rushed, a little I could have gone for a little more fighting detail, a little bit longer battle. Because yeah, it was like all of a sudden we have the battle. Now the battle's over. And then it was fluff after that. Which I'm not saying I hate the fluff. Like obviously I cried
Yeah.
in two parts of the fluff. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
liked it. It just yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like we already knew she was queen. And so the whole coronation, I think, was just a little much. And I don't
The
know.
coronation and the wedding part were
The
both
wedding
like, okay. Yeah, I mean like, okay. That's cute,
for
but
sure.
whatever.
For sure. So, all right. Cry counter. Where are you at?
All right, I'm officially at a 1.5 after this book. So 2 books and I'm at a 1.5 cry.
Good job. Good job. And just so
Thank
we're
you. Thank you.
clear, one full tear if the tears come out,
If
and
the
then
tear falls.
half a
Hmm.
cry if the tears are there but they don't spill.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
at a
I am.
0.
Of course.
I mean, I might have gotten close if Sewell would have actually died. I might have been there. I might have given you a half guy, but
It's
Sewell
so
didn't die, and
funny.
now I'm confused.
It's so funny the differences in what we do shed tears over each of us. I think we've had one instance in over a year of podcasting that we've shared the same tear moment.
Maybe, yeah. I think I bet a lot of mine are more actual sad things.
Probably. Yeah.
And yours
I
are
think
always
you're
like
right. Mine
happy
are always
things.
like happy things. Yeah. Like, oh, that she's reunited with her mom. That's so cute. And it makes
And
me
I'm like, oh
cry.
damn, this is sad.
Yes,
This is
I
sad.
agree. Yeah, the stuff that's actually sad most of the time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. But she got
Oh,
reunited with her mom. I'm gonna cry over that.
and yet I'm the heartless one. Okay, okay,
Ah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
okay. Okay. So next up, we are actually not reading the next book in the series, which we just talked about
Mhm.
yet.
Yet
We
we
will
will.
be circling back, and we will be circling back this
Oh,
time. I
yes.
know we say that all the time, but we will be circling back to read the me. Fuck me. We will be circling back to read The Mist Thief and to get our toes back in the water shortly before book 4, The Stolen Crown, comes out October 6th of 2026.
Nice.
So Jess, your series pick is up next. So tell us what you read. What
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So Jess, your series pick is up next. So tell us what you picked.
Okay. So we will be reading the War of Lost Hearts series by Carissa Broadbent, starting with book one, which is titled Daughter of No Worlds. And we're splitting it into three reading sections. Our first section will be chapters 1 through 21.
Nice. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Not as excited as you, but I am so excited.
I've been wanting to read these since I got on a fantasy kick, like forever ago.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. And it's a completed trilogy.
And it's a completed Chilean, another completed. I'm loving
Yes.
this.
Yes, me too.
So we hope you all have enjoyed this pirate journey with us, and we hope that you will join us when we jump back in this fall.
If you can't read, good Lord, now I'm doing it.
Okay.
Stupid outro. Okay. If you can't wait until next week to start talking about Daughter of No Worlds, jump over to the Fable app and discuss with us spoiler-free chapter by chapter.
And as always, buddy reading any book with Book Besties is so much fun.
So make sure to share our podcast with your book besties. And if you don't have any book besties,
Then become one of ours. And until next week, fill those drinks with ice.
and your books with spice. Bye.
Bye.